welcome to Pop Culture Time Machine, where we rewind the clock to revisit the most iconic, unhinged, and straight up legendary pop culture moments that happened this week in history. I'm Stacy, your nostalgic tour guide, and today's episode is packed with music, TV, and the drama that walked so today's internet chaos could run. Are you ready to hop in the DeLorean? Let's go. All right, let's kick it off with the Doors' debut album, The Doors, was released on January 4th, 1967, and it became one of the most important rock debuts in pop culture history. At a time when rock was dominated by guitar-driven bands, The Doors stood out. No bass guitarist, but Ray Manzarek played bass lines on keyboard, though. Heavy use of organ and psychedelic textures, music that blended rock, blues, jazz, and classical influences. This gave the band a dark, hypnotic sound that felt different from both pop rock and folk rock of the era. Jim Morrison wasn't just a singer. He was seen as a poet and intellectual, a rebellious, unpredictable performer, a symbol of danger, freedom, and nonconformity in society. His persona helped create the idea of the rock star as a cultural rebel, influencing later artists from punk to alternative rock. The album included Light My Fire, which became a number one hit. It brought psychedelic rock to mainstream radio, proved that experimental, longer, and more complex songs could succeed commercially. This helped open the door, literally and figuratively, for the more adventurous music on the charts. The album matched the mood of the late 1960s, questioning authority, exploring identity, freedom, and consciousness, challenging traditional values. Songs like Break On Through and The End captured the sense that society was changing and not calmly. The lyrics were darker and more confrontational than most pop music at the time, so themes of alienation, desire, and inner conflict and influences, even from literature, psychology, and mythology. This helped legitimize rock music as an art form, not just entertainment. The Doors' debut wasn't just a successful album, it was a cultural statement. It helped move rock music away from simple pop formulations and toward deeper, riskier, and more expressive territory, helping shape pop culture for decades. Let's not forget those iconic TV shows like All My Children, which debuted on January 5th, 1970 on ABC, and its arrival marked a major turning point in American television and pop culture, especially daytime TV. Before All My Children, many daytime soaps felt old-fashioned and distant from real life. Creator Agnes Nixon deliberately made All My Children more realistic. Characters talked like real people. Stories focused on family, relationships, and personal choices. Emotional conflicts felt grounded, not overly theatrical. This helped soaps feel more relevant to younger and more diverse audiences. All My Children was groundbreaking for addressing topics that were rarely discussed openly on television at the time, especially during the day. Over the years, it tackled divorce and infidelity, racism and class differences, feminism and women's independence, AIDS, cancer, abortion, and LGBTQ plus identities. Because soaps aired daily, these stories unfolded slowly, allowing viewers to think, talk, and argue about them, making All My Children a quiet but powerful driver of social conversation. Characters, though, like Erica Kane, played by Susan Lucci, became pop culture icons. Erica's multiple marriages, ambition, and unapologetic personality made her a symbol of changing attitudes toward women and independence, a character people referenced outside the show in magazines, jokes, and late night TV. All My Children helped define the idea of daily, long form storytelling, deep emotional investment in fictional characters, water cooler talk before social media. People discussed episodes at work, school, and home. This storytelling style later influenced primetime dramas and even modern streaming shows. All My Children's lasting pop culture impact proved that daytime TV could reflect real society. It helped normalize difficult conversations through storytelling, inspired future soaps and serialized dramas, left a legacy of socially conscious entertainment. All My Children didn't just debut a TV show, it changed what television could talk about, who it was for, and how seriously it could be taken, all while airing in the middle of the day. Here is your Did You Know of the Week. Nancy Kerrigan, a U.S. figure skater, was attacked on January 6, 1994, just weeks before the Winter Olympics. The incident became one of the most shocking sports scandals ever, and it had a huge impact on pop culture far beyond figure skating. Kerrigan was injured after being struck during a practice session. The attack was later linked to people connected to rival skater Tanya Harding's camp. The situation quickly turned from a sports story into a national obsession. For many Americans, it was the first time a sports story felt like a soap opera, setting the stage for how modern sports scandals are covered today. Before this, figure skaters were often seen as polished, polite, graceful, apolitical, and private. After the Kerrigan and Harding scandal, athletes were treated more like celebrities. Their personal lives became public property, talk shows, tabloids, and news blurred it all together. Viewers followed the story daily, not just during the competitions. This style of coverage is now normal in sports and pop culture. Because of the scandal, millions of people who didn't normally watch figure skating tuned in. Kerrigan and Harding became household names. The women's figure skating competition became one of the most watched Olympic events ever. The Olympics turned into a shared national TV moment, similar to a major finale or Super Bowl event. The Nancy Kerrigan attack wasn't just a sports incident, it became a pop culture turning point. It changed how the public watched sports, how the media tells stories, and how athletes are seen as characters in a much larger cultural drama. And that's your nostalgic rewind. What was your favorite throwback moment? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a ride in the pop culture time machine. Until next week, stay nostalgic, stay fabulous.